सीटेट सोशल साइंस प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर। हमने जो है सोशल साइंस का पार्ट के 14 क्वेश्चन डिस्कस कर लिए। अगर जो पार्ट 3 में हम 20 क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करेंगे। 71 क्वेश्चन है। द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज़ इंटरप्रेटेड राइट टू फूड, right to privacy and right to pollution free water and air under the ambit of which fundamental right granted to Indian citizens? Article 19, Article 21, Article 14 and Article 20. So right answer is Article 21. Article 21 of the Indian Constitution guarantees the protection of life and पर्सनल लिबर्टी। ओके, आपको इतने बेसिक आर्टिकल्स आप पॉलिटिकल साइंस की बुक से कर सकते हैं। इंडियन सेकुलरिज्म इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम सेकुलरिज्म प्रैक्टिस इन यूएसए। आइडेंटिफाई द करेक्ट ऑप्शंस फ्रॉम बिलो विच आइडेंटिफाइज द डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन द टू। इन यूएसए neither the state nor region can interfere in each other's matters। फर्स्ट ये हो गया। In the Indian Constitution, there is a provision for protection of minority rights. Both USA and India maintain strict separation between the state affairs and religious affairs. In USA, state can allow religious reforms, unlike India. So, which is the right? Indian secularism is different from secularism practiced in the USA. In USA, neither the state nor the region can interfere in each other's matter. That statement is a right statement. Then, in the Indian Constitution, there is a provision for protection of minority rights. That's also right. Both USA and India maintain strict separation. No. In USA, state can allow religious reforms. No, this is also not true. So A and B हमारा right हो जाएगा। Fourth, the term all person are equal before the law means all the citizens, regardless of them social economic status, have to obey the same law. Yes, this is right है। No person can be discriminated against in the eyes of the law on the grounds of race, color, caste or gender। ये भी right है। Inequality cease to exist। ये right नहीं लग रही। Then in it ensures fair opportunity and a life of dignity for all citizens। Definitely this is right। A, B and D हमारा right हो जाएगा। A, B and D, it means first is our right option। Then which of the following pairs are correctly matched? Work, mason work आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ये क्या होता है। Then domestic worker, ये तो easy है। So then vegetable vendor self employed ही है। Supervisor in a shop, ओके, ये इन्होंने बनाया है, पेयर बनाना है हमको। विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग पेयर्स आर करेक्टली राइट। तो जो मेजन है हमें पता है उसको डेली वेज वर्कर्स है, डोमेस्टिक वर्कर्स है, कैजुअल वर्कर्स है, वेंडर जो वेजिटेबल वेंडर है सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड है। सुपरवाइजर इन शॉप बिजनेस पर्सन। नो, दैट्स नॉट राइट। सो 3 पेयर्स राइट है, 1, 2, C एंड D हमारा राइट नहीं है। Next, the cities have witnessed increasing rural-urban migration, which has resulted in growth of slum areas near the industrial sites. The reason for this type of migration are deterioration in living standards in urban areas, disruption of rural labor market, decreased agriculture productivity, increased skilled workforce in rural areas. D नहीं right है हमारा, increased skilled workforce इन दी रूरल एरियाज। क्यों रूरल एरिया का इसका ये तो नहीं हो सकता, इसका डी नहीं है, जिसमें भी डी है नहीं है, मतलब बी एंड सी हमारा है। देन विच अमंग द फॉलोइंग सर्विस कैन बी इंक्लूडेड इन द पब्लिक सर्विस? Police service is public service, judicial service is public service, educational service is public service, but construction service is not a public service. सो डी इज़ नॉट राइट, ए बी एंड सी, फोर्थ इज़ राइट 76। हमें पता है पुलिस भी जो है दैट इज़ अ पब्लिक सर्विस, जुडिशियल सर्विस जो जजेस है वो भी हमारी एक पब्लिक सर्विस, एजुकेशन इज़ ऑल्सो अ पब्लिक सर्विस लाइक गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स। बट द कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क, कोई आपको घर बना के देगा, गवर्नमेंट आएगी घर बनाएगी आपका, नो, दैट कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क इज़ नॉट अ पब्लिक सर्विस। नेक्स्ट, The Iblit Bill was opposed in 1883 because Indian opposed the bill as it gave a free hand to British government to give trial of Indian without evidence. Britishers opposed the bill as Indians could take up trial of British or European people. ये right है. The bill sought equality between British and British and Indian judges. Yes, the bill was racist towards Indian people. 77. No. So B and C is right. इस बिल के बारे में आप पढ़ लेना. Then consider the following statement with reference to post-independence India. Despite constitutional recognition of equality before law, some Indians are more equal than others. Okay, right है, लगता है ये right है. The ideals set out in Indian Constitution have not yet been fulfilled. The following state reference to post-independence India. The ideals set out in the इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैव नॉट जेट फुलफिल्ड, मतलब ये इसका राइट ही होगा इसकी एक्सप्लेनेशन, क्योंकि सम इंडियंस आर मोर इक्वल दैन अदर्स बिफोर लॉ. सो बोथ ए एंड राइट एंड आर इज अ करेक्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ ए. बिलो द टू स्टेटमेंट्स ए एंड बी इन द context of Khilafat movement. In 1920, the British opposed a harsh treaty on the Turkish Sultan Khalifa. That's right. ठीक है, first is right. And then Indian Muslims were keen that the Khalifa was not allowed to retain control over Muslim sacred place in the erstwhile Ottoman Empire. That's not true. So A is true, B is false. That is right answer. खिलाफत मूवमेंट के बारे में पढ़ना है आपको, जो बिल के बारे में पढ़ना है, खिलाफत मूवमेंट के बारे में पढ़ना है. Then read the following statement and choose the correct option. As the indigo trade grow, commercial agents and officials of the company began investing in indigo production. Then the attracted by the prospect of high profits, numerous Scotsmen, Englishmen came to India, became planters. Both are true. Fourth, A and B are true. R is true answer of the B. Which of the following statements are true about Buddha's teachings? Our suffering and unhappiness are a result of our past birth. Definitely, Buddha's is believe in reincarnation. Buddha's believe in not reincarnation, but they believe in a karma. Then our sufferings and unhappiness are a result of our craving and desires. ये भी right है. All believers had to accept and follow the teachings of the Buddha for a happy life. No, ये ऐसा नहीं उन्होंने कहा था. So A and B are fourth हमारा हो जाएगा. Then the increased demand for Indian textiles in European market in the 6th and 7th century led to the following changes in the Indian weavers: expanding crafts of spinning and bleaching and dyeing, increased independence in working of craft persons, no, variety in designs and increased creativity of craft person, working on a new system of advance payments from grants. ठीक है, पेमेंट्स में डेफिनेटली इंक्रीज हुआ था. 18(2) का 1 and D. सो ए हमारा हो जाएगा, ए एंड डी इज राइट आंसर. ज्योतिराव फुले's book 1873 on the dismal conditions of lower castes were dedicated to. ज्योतिराव फुले की एक बुक थी गुलामगिरी. देन फर्स्ट हमारा है नेशनलिस्ट ऑफ एंटी कॉलोनियल मूवमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, भक्ति सिंगर्स, एंटी स्लेवरी एक्टिविस्ट ऑफ अमेरिकन सिविल वॉर एंड ब्राह्मो समाज, एंटी स्लेवरी एक्टिविटीज थी वो. Consider the following statement. By the second half of the 19th century, people from within the non-Brahmin caste began organizing movements against the caste discrimination and demanded caste equality and justice. The Satnami movement in central India was founded by Vashidas, who worked among the leaders. Workers organized a movement to improve them social status. 84 का हमारा आ जाएगा 4. Both A and true and B is right. Both is right. सतनामी मूवमेंट के आपको पढ़ना है. Who among the following reinterpreted verses from Quran to argue the women's education? Who among the, ये हिस्ट्री का क्वेश्चन है. आई थिंक अवर पास 2 बुक का चैप्टर नंबर 2 में है, जिसका इसका आंसर है मुमताज़ अली. Who among the interpreted verses from Quran to argue for women's education? मुमताज़ अली. We know very less about tribal groups in the medieval period because they did not keep written records, so there is less information. They were not living in areas where medieval rulers ventured. They came into limelight only after the British established them rule. They were isolated. And ये भी हमने हिस्ट्री में पढ़ा, क्योंकि ट्राइबल ग्रुप्स के पास कोई भी हिस्ट्री लिखने का रिकॉर्ड नहीं था. They do not kept written records, so there is less information. फर्स्ट है इसका. In the register of courts creation, since her account did not fall under the column of man, how did she gain from all her excellent qualities? For whom was this passage written? For 13th century. ठीक है, रुद्राम देवी. Next, which of the following statement is true about technology used in 12th century? Arches were constructed to transfer the weight of the superstructure. The center of the arch was called the वेस स्टोन. 88 का है हमारा ओनली 1. हमें पता है कि आर्च पर, ये भी हमारा हिस्ट्री का आई थिंक आवर पास 3 का है ये सुपर स्ट्रक्चर. सो बी इज़ नॉट राइट. सो आर्च हमारा सुपर ट्रांसफर द वेट इनटू सुपर स्ट्रक्चर ओनली 1. इन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग पैलेस्टिक साइट्स वर टूल्स मेड ऑफ लाइमस्टोन फाउंड? हमें अगर आपको पैलेओथिक साइट्स पता होगी कि हमारी हुंसी जो है पैलेओथिक साइट है, बाकी कोई भी जो हमारी पैलेओथिक साइट नहीं है, तो डेफिनेटली हुंसी इज़ अ राइट आंसर. Then which one of the following is not true for the Mahajanpadas regarding the collection of regular taxes? Hunters, which is not true. Hunters and gatherers had to provide forest produce to Raja. True. There were taxes on goods that were brought and sold through trade. True. Usually tax on crops was fixed at what was produced. No, this is not right. Herders were expected to pay taxes in the forms of animals and animal produce. This is true. कौन सी true नहीं है? That is 3. 3 is not right. So this is the questions from Ctet social time previous year question paper. and जो इसमें 60 क्वेश्चन होते हैं उसको अगर आप सॉल्व करना चाहते हैं तो आपको 6, 7, 8 की हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी एंड पॉलिटी आपको रीड कर लेते हैं, तो आपके क्वेश्चन वैसे ही ये सॉल्व हो जाएंगे.